when you're looking at the growth of Palace as a group of companies, how important was that?
I think that that was the whole everything. Rome wasn't built in a day, and everything is built brick by brick by brick by brick, and so that was a stepping stone amongst many other stepping stones that had already occurred, and sometimes like making the right decision at the right time is more important than being, totally capitalized by millions of dollars, so to speak. At no stage did I ever took my eyes off the cinema operation, even though at the time the video operation was very successful and cinemas weren't. I made sure that I stayed into cinemas. It would have been easy for me at the time to lock all the cinemas and walk away from them because most of them were losing money because of the video influence. And I was very successful. Palace was a very successful company. As a video distributor, we won many independent awards. But I didn't do that because of my passion for cinemas for the start, but also because I was convinced that there was room for a cinema industry still, and all the doom and gloom at the time that was spread out about the end of cinemas in the early to mid 80s. It certainly didn't scare me in not only continuing with what I had, but also looking for further opportunities. Did
you in fact use that period to expand the number of screens?
Just a little bit in Victoria. More than anything else, I used perhaps the profits of the video to sustain the cinemas that I had. Yeah.
How did that partnership actually work? Who did what in the partnership?
Well, I must take you back with the video partnership. That only lasted, I think, 2 years, and then Village, or Robert and myself, decided to go a separate way, in the most amicable way. In fact, they assisted me, helped me in establishing my own office, which I did. And so that was like a 2-3 year partnership that happened and got terminated. So the video was, at the time, most of the Palace Home Video live was run by myself.
Did you were saying that you kept your eye on the cinema business.
Yes.
At that stage, how did you see the future? Were you planning to make a national cinema chain, and what were the decisions that you had to make to do it?
That was another way of growing. As I said before, I was attending these film markets. By then, it was Berlin, Cannes, MIFED, and American Film Market in Los Angeles. So there were 4 markets a year that I was attending, where I used to buy films for video. And I stopped buying Italian films because by then there was no Italian cinema available in Australia. So but I used to watch a lot of other films, art films, French films, Hungarian films, Russian films, Spanish films, and a lot of them were excellent films. And I thought that if I enjoyed those films myself, surely there must have been an audience in Australia for those films. And unless you were a member of the Melbourne Film Festival or Sydney Film Festival, you just didn't get to see a lot of these films, unless you attended those festivals. Again, I thought that surely there must be an audience for these kind of films, not just during the film festivals, but also outside the film festivals. And I started to buy some of these films. Didn't cost a lot at the time because there wasn't much competition. in Australia at the time. And so, again, with heavily mortgaged, we used to buy a French film and or an art films or whatever language. And even in English, for example, a couple of the earlier films that I bought, Draftsman Contract, Peter Greenaway, and Heat and Dust, they were very successful commercial, not commercial, artistic films that did very well at the box office in Australia. And so we started to buy these films as well. And what we found was that it was difficult to place these films in cinemas because the majors wouldn't wanted to know about them. They were linked with the Americans or the British industry at the time with Rank, or Fox was owned by Hoyts. Fox owned Hoyts. And Rank owned Greater Union. So at the time it was very hard to get a screen to play these wonderful films. And the couple of cinemas that were there, they were owned by owner-operators, which themselves used to go and buy their own product. And so it was easy enough to buy the films, but it was harder to get them played in Australia. That's what started me wanting to be more aggressive about the sort of cinemas that I was wanting.
So you could show your own product.
And basically, yeah.
And that growth, mortgages again?
Always, right now, I'm still fully mortgaged. So it's always been like that. Yeah. And so what happened was that it started with one location, and then I understood the importance of being in major markets like Melbourne and Sydney. Then I understood the importance of having basically a national
network
of chain of cinemas that played the sort of films that we're talking about for marketing reasons, for many reasons. It was good to be in every major city of Australia. I must say that, for example, in Brisbane, other cinemas that filed with these art films that just, never worked there. When we opened our centre, we stimulated so much interest with our marketing machine, and that the art market, the people going to see art films grew enormously. So it was very important for us to be in these cities in order to grow the appreciation for other culture, other films.